What's up, everybody? It is Casey with Two Worlds Podcast, and with me, as always, it's the dad to my jokes. It's Jake. How you doing, buddy?
Not too shabby, man. How are you?
Not too bad. Weird thing happened today, though. I went to a bar for lunch, which I don't go to bars, as you know, because I'm a sober bird. But went inside this bar, and I was sitting at the bar, and in walks this bear. And when I say bear, I don't mean a gay man. I mean a grizzly bear. And I'm like, what? But it seemed pretty normal. I guess that's normal for this bar. And the bear walks up, sits down. The bartender's like, well, what do you have? And he goes, I'll have a whiskey and a Coke. And the bartender goes, why the big pause? And he goes, I was born with them.
Dude, I was like, I have no clue where this is going.
Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. It was just a weird way to start the day.
Okay, well, how long have you been like waiting to do that one?
Oh, not that long. Maybe a couple days. But
okay,
we can get on rolling if you want. And got a lot of stupid news this week.
You know what? I've got one for you, man.
All right, man.
So what do you call a line of men waiting to get a haircut?
I don't know what.
A barbecue. There we go.
That's a good one.
A couple of dad jokes for the listeners. Casey's was much better.
Mine was much more in depth.
Gosh, can you imagine how terrible if you would like plan this elaborate like 10-minute story just for it to be a joke like that? All the listeners are checked out.
Yeah. I mean, that's like that Norm Macdonald bit where he was like on Conan telling that story about the car. I don't even remember the punchline of that stupid joke, but it was so dumb and so funny.
Oh, all right. Let's get into our news. I think you've got like one or two more, so you can go first.
Yeah, like a lot of mine are kind of like, I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna bang them off one at a time because it's just like, this is a mystery, this one's a mystery, this one's a mystery. It's the mystery pod.
Call the mystery gang.
Yeah. Okay, so James Scully from Netflix's You. I don't know if you've seen that show, but he's gonna be cast in Titans as a mystery role. I hope it's a Hawaiian mystery role. Hawaiian rolls are delicious.
Jesus.
So Manny Montana has he was in Good Girls, which was a pretty good show, but he's been cast in Disney Plus's Ironheart in another mystery role. And I'm not gonna bring up Hawaiian mystery roles for that one since I already did that for the first one. And then Jensen Ackles has confirmed he's going to play Batman again for an upcoming animated movie. Didn't really give much more about it than that, so I'm gonna say it's a mystery Batman animated movie. So any of those,
who was he or what movie was he Batman in before?
I think he's kind of like, I'm pretty sure he was for Long Halloween. He's a pretty solid Batman. It's just honestly the scripts for these animated movies have kind of sucked here lately, but his voice acting has been pretty solid. I think he's been been kind of the go-to one here lately. So
right. I really liked, what was his name? Was it Bruce something?
I don't know, Bruce Wayne. That's the secret.
What was his name? He was Batman and Young Justice.
Oh, I know you're talking about, but I don't know the name because I didn't watch enough of it to say. But his Batman was really good. Never heard his Bruce Wayne.
What was his name? His name was Bruce Greenwood. That's okay. Who it is. Yeah.
I do think it's funny though that outside of Diedrich Bader, any good Batman since the animated series, it's kind of like they're just doing their version of Kevin Conroy's. You know, it's like, I mean, they're all good, but it's also like, you know, they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Conroy.
Yeah. I mean, they probably do though. I mean, they all have to know that he set the bar.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about Dietrich Bader's is because, I mean, it wouldn't work, I don't think, any other way except for the silliness of that show, but it worked so well.
I agree. Um. Okay. So Paramount and Nickelodeon is developing 3 Avatar: The Last Airbender animated films, and the creators will produce it. I heard that one is going to be like about the gang. One will be about Zuko after he has become emperor or king or whatever his title is. And then the third will be a Korra one.
That's cool. It's like, it's kind of hard to do this stuff because there's just so much lore there. As like a fan of that universe, I haven't explored as much as like other fans. Part of me is kind of like, I'm like excited, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I want to hear about that one Avatar that, his girlfriend lost her face to the face stealer, and like all of this stuff where, like, I guess you hear more about them in like the Book of Kyoshi, which I guess, you can get. I saw it at FYE this weekend. But
actually, I heard a rumor that maybe instead of like the gang, it'll be a Kyoshi one. I'm glad that you said that because I forgot.
Okay. I mean, she's beloved, so I wouldn't be surprised, which it's like from just watching like the one episode where she was like a big deal. I'm like, she's kind of a jerk. I don't really like her that much, but people online love her.
Well, they came out with a Kyoshi novel.
Yeah.
That I have. So I wonder if they'll like adapt that or just do their own thing.
I mean, I'm curious if they would adapt it or if they would just, continue the story, because for the most part, I'm the exception. Most Avatar fans are rabid and they'll be like, I need to read everything and see everything I can for this, so they're like, you should know this stuff about Kyoshi, so we're gonna give you something new.
Fair enough.
All right, so this came out like right after we stopped recording last week, but Lady Gaga is in talks to play Harley Quinn in Joker 2, and Joker 2 may be a musical.
That is definitely some news.
Yeah, I mean, the Lady Gaga part, I think she'll be fine. I'm pretty sure she's won an Oscar. She's actually supposed to be a pretty good actress. I've never seen her in anything to really say like one way or the other. So like, I think that aspect could be fine. The worst part, in my opinion, of the first Joker was the dancing. So it's like, what's going to make this even better? Singing and dancing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I can't really comment. I still haven't seen the first one. So it's just like, I just can't imagine that all of the cool kids that just love Joker so much are going to be thrilled that the second one is a musical. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's one of those things though where it's going to have quotes that, you can put on your Facebook statuses and that type of stuff still, where it's like, you don't get the joke, that type of stuff, so they might still like it because it's going to be the same crap. And like I said, the other one had lots of dancing that I was just like, why? So.
All right. Well, speaking of, the live action stuff, apparently there is a live action Wonder Man series in development for Disney Plus. Destin Daniel Cretton, who worked on Shang-Chi, and Andrew Guest, who worked on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Community, will be the writer and producer for, I'm not sure which is doing what, but those will be the writers and the producers. I think Wonder Man works pretty good, I think, for a Disney Plus show, if they're going to do them.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on it?
I think it could be really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun to see him introduced this way, and then if it does well, it might be like a backdoor way of getting him into the Avengers since they're needing more people in the Avengers. So we'll see how that goes, but I think it could be really cool. I've
Yeah,
always thought Wonder Man was fun, and he's kind of perfect for the MCU stuff.
right. They can make it a little bit hokey and fun, and
Yeah.
it'll be do well.
Okay, so according to IMDb, the Nightwing movie is back in development because before, that went away and now it's back up. Nothing has come out as far as like officially being stated, but that's kind of the hot rumor right now that it's actually back in development because of what it says IMDb. So we'll see how that goes. But do you have any interest in a Nightwing movie or no?
Uh, I mean, I do. I just wish that they would have done Robin proper first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, if I'm being honest, right now, there's no point in a Nightwing movie. It's like the closest thing we have to a Nightwing movie that works is Titans. I'm assuming I've not seen Titans, but otherwise, it's just like, okay, this isn't connected to any Batman movies. Oh, here's Nightwing, and he's like, yeah, my parents were circus people. Now I'm fighting crime. Who trained me? I'm not allowed to say legally, so we'll just keep that vague.
Yeah. I don't know. I like, and again, I wish that they would use the guy in Titans, but we both know that they won't do that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just, instead of doing stuff like this, they just need to do a reset to their universe, as much as that sucks, and start over and introduce Robin in the first new Batman movie that they do in their new universe. And then, since they have HBO Max, do like an HBO Max thing where Robin, like just the growth of Robin, and then that ends with him being Nightwing. And then the next one, you have a new Robin. And that one, he dies. And then in the third one, you get Tim Drake.
yeah. But hey, again, they won't return your calls. So
No,
yeah.
I think they blocked me by now.
They absolutely have.
uh,
Okay. Oh, did you want to go again?
no, I'll let you do the comic book news, and then because my last bit of kind of fun news goes right into yours really well, so we'll do it that way.
Okay. Well, hey, you segued this pretty well because you said Tim Drake. We are getting this is comic book related. We're getting a Tim Drake Robin series in September. That's going to be from writer Megan Fitzmartin and artist Riley Rossmo. They haven't said if it's like a 12 issue or whatever. It's supposed to go. Well, no, I guess the Damian Robin series is probably going to be done by then, huh?
Hope not, but I know Williamson's probably gonna be off of it, but I hope it's still going, but I doubt it.
Well, either way, I saw that they weren't canceling one for the other. So anyway, we're getting a Tim Drake series. You
Yeah,
gonna check it out?
probably not. I'm not like, I mean, it really just kind of depends, but is this the same writer that wrote his Urban Knights stuff?
Yes.
Because the stuff of that I read, I was not like, it was just, I don't know. Tim seemed very off in that. And so it's like, I don't know. They could have got a better writer for that stuff, for the Tim Drake book to come back. Like, that's just my opinion. But Riley Rossmo's good, but you're gonna be throwing up the whole time you're looking through it if you get it. So
I wish he would stop acting like I hate him more than anything. I don't.
I think it's just a fun little podcast gag. Just every time
Yeah.
you're looking through, like, ooh, ooh, as you're trying to read.
Yeah, well, I'm sick of Riley sending me messages being like, "What the Jake?"
I mean, really though, what the f? Why do you hate him so much?
I don't. He's not John Romita Jr. Plus, I think his style works well for Robin. It'll
Yeah,
be
I think it
good.
should be pretty cool. Like,
And
I,
also, I wanted to say that I think Megan is the one that wrote the urban legend stuff because I think it said that it was a continuation of that stuff.
yeah, which it's like I'm fine with a continuation of that. I just wish it was a writer that I enjoyed more. Like, because you can, I think every writer should continue on the last thing. Like, it'd be weird if the next writer was just like, he's not by anymore. We're gonna do our own thing. It's just like,
Right.
no, like continue that story, but just write it better. Okay, so reportedly, Amber Heard will be recast and Aquaman is going to be undergoing reshoots. So my big question is, will Flash be next?
And hey, speaking of Flash, we've got Ezra news or Ezra alert, whatever case he calls it.
Yeah, it's I think it changes every week since it's a weekly thing now.
um, well, okay, real quick. Do you think that he will be? Or
I
I'm
don't
sorry, they will be.
I think there's a solid possibility from stuff that I've read online because I guess they had WB had a big thing like allegedly where they all sat down. They still don't know what the heck to do about them, and they had a big discussion about it and stuff. I think the easiest thing to do is I'm assuming in this new movie he's like allegedly supposed or they're supposed to change time. So all you'd have to do is have Flash at the very end of the movie after Barry's changed all the time, look in the mirror, new actor. That's the easiest cop outist way, but it saves the most money. They still do do the dang movie, and then they just go like, "Oh, look, I'm Grant Gustin now," or whoever.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people wanted, anyways.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, I just I didn't want to like totally ignore your bit of news for mine, so I had to ask that. But anyway, so it's gotten funnier. Last week was kind of on the low part of this being fun. But I guess Ezra was taunting authorities by posting memes to their Instagram story, and then they deleted their Instagram. But the things that they posted said one was like message from another dimension, and then the other thing was like you cannot touch me, I'm in another universe. It's just like, dude, you should not be making light of your situation.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find it now, but I did see something else today where a family got they filed for protection for their 12-year-old kid from Ezra. And it's just like, oof, it's not good. They
No.
like, I mean, it's kind of like, it's okay. I hear it is. It's Flash star Ezra Miller hit with temporary protection order by family of 12-year-old in Massachusetts. The Greenfield District Court approved the order against Miller 29 on Wednesday on behalf of the family of a 12-year-old. NBC News reported the order was issued without advance notice because the court determined that there is a substantial likelihood of immediate danger of harassment. Like, I mean, I've been saying this for a while. They need help. And I mean, they're in another dimension now, so maybe there's help in that dimension. So maybe they're getting it there, but it doesn't
Or,
look good.
at a certain point, it's like they could use some help. They could also use an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Because you can't groom children. You
Yep.
just can't. It's not like, oh, he needs help. They're kids.
No, you're right. It's just, I mean, I don't know. It's just like from the very start, and this stuff started happening. Honestly, they did a dang Instagram post like before all of this stuff started, and it was them like sitting in their car talking about how they're gonna go to this one place in the South, and they're like talking about like hinting that the KKK, like it's a big hub for the KKK, and they're like, and if you all don't stop what you're doing, you're gonna be burned alive. He said something like they said something like that, and like people are like, yeah, Ezra, burn the KKK alive. It's just like an actor shouldn't, like a well-adjusted human actor should not be threatening to burn anybody, even if they are racist and they deserve the worst stuff to happen to them. That's not a thing that you should do if you're all right up there. And then it's like all this other stuff started happening where they started, just attacking everyone they could in Hawaii, and then now they're messing around with kids. It's just like, y'all, you saw this and you cheered it on. And yeah.
I do want to end this Ezra talk with a funny meme that I saw, and it was Amber Heard and Ezra Miller to DC film executives, and it was Jesse and James from Pokemon with "Prepare for Trouble" and "Make It Double," and I thought that was hilarious.
That is really funny. And then on some really sad news to finish up on, the amazing Tim Sale passed away. I had hoped that it wasn't anything serious, but sadly it was, and we lost out on him. 2022 took another great one.
The list is too long. It was too long with one of them.
Yep.
But I think we'll reminisce about some of our favorites later on. But that wraps up the news. So we're gonna take our ad break, and then we'll talk some comics. So we'll be right back. All righty. What are we chatting about this week, man?
I don't know, man. What were you up to this weekend besides it being Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for you?
We visited my future in-laws. And then today I set up another tattoo appointment.
Ooh, what you gonna get? Is it finally my face on your butt?
Oh, I mean, you act like that's been in the works for a while.
Yeah, no, because it's sideways, so it's like you're, one cheek is this lip, the other cheek is this lip. Then when you open the cheeks up, your butthole's my mouth.
No, that's certainly
that one's still, you're still trying to find the right artist for that one.
It's weird. It's just never come up. No, this is going to be a Fire Emblem themed tattoo. I'm gonna be getting a sword. So
will it say Roy is our boy?
No.
On it, or we like Ike on it?
No.
Let's go Marth. I think they don't have anything special for Marth. It's just like Marth is the the stepchild that's not loved as much as the other two.
I know, even though he's the one that started it all. I'm excited though. I have like a few I want to get, so it's just a matter of going and getting them. But this will be, the summer of ink. I'll say that. I plan on getting like 3 this summer.
Nice. That's how I am too, though. Like I'm like, there's this place in Effingham that I want to go to get stuff set up to get a tattoo. I just have not, but I have stuff that I want to get, tatted up on me. So,
like what? What's the next one?
I still need to get Ryan Lee's, and Angus that he did. I want to get it like back here, and then I got it commissioned like a while back for this guy that was on Instagram, a Hedera. So I'm gonna get that on my arm too, and then just start filling up with different Godzilla, stuff.
Nice. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's just like doing it. It's awesome in my head right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think that you should get Ghidorah, but do one head on each thigh, and then the middle head is your dick.
That's hilarious. No, I was actually
and then you can take your sack and spread it out, be like, it's his wings.
I was gonna get, this is a much better idea. But I wanted Andrew McLean to do the Ghidorah. I was gonna get that in this area, but I'm liking your idea more and more.
Damn right. Oh gosh.
I'll get a piercing too, so it'll be Mecha King Ghidorah.
Perfect. Alrighty, folks, we are back. If you'd like to hear Casey and I talk about some upcoming tattoo ideas that we're tossing around, then you can do that over on our YouTube channel. That is Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.
And hey, if you guys give us $5 a piece for our tattoo, tattoo funds, we'll start a new podcast called the Tat Cast.
What is that going to be about?
Tattoos. We'll just talk about them.
I feel like we might run out of material pretty quick.
I mean, if we're getting $5 a piece an episode, we will have so much material we can make up.
Okay, I can't wait to see all those $5 bills rolling in. But anyway, Casey, what comics did you read this week?
Okay, so I read A Town Called Terror #3, Seven Sons Part 1, Power Rangers #20, Farmhand 18, Captain America Sentinel of Liberty, with probably like the ugliest cover of the week. I'm not gonna lie, like this is just like they got Liefeld type, inspired, and they're like, yeah, let's do that. Do a Powerbomb #1, Iron Fist #4, the Jurassic League 2 of 6, and Batgirls #7. What about you?
Let's see, Immortal Red Sonja 3, Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, the Cimmerian, Hour of the Dragon 4, Norse Mythology at #5, Wonder Woman 788, Jurassic League 2, Iron Fist 4, and Batgirls 7.
Okay, so did I have more or did you have more?
You can just go. I'm
All
sure
right,
it's
man.
close.
So, A Town Called Terror #3 by Steve Niles and Seisman Kudransky. Yeah, this book is just like, it's weirdly good. The art in it's kind of odd, like it's really good and cool, but it's also like there's lots of reds in it and stuff. But I'm like, it's one of these books where I'll read it all and I'll be like, oh, it's over. It's one of those, So I'm into it. And I'm surprised by how much I'm into it. You get him doing vampire stuff, and he kills some Frankenstein monsters, so it's pretty cool. I'm actually at like the story itself, I'm engaged with, but I'm not loving and the art in it. Like I said, it's a little odd. It's good, but it's odd. So I'm gonna go with 8 for it.
Okay. Pretty high score to start us off.
Yeah, man. I think there's only like 1 or 2 books where I wasn't super hot on. So
all right. Well, first up for me, and I'll go ahead and say probably pick of the week, is Immortal Red Sonja #3. Also, I really like the DNA cover.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
It really seems like with this Red Sonja costume, they're just like, we're gonna make it easier for people to cosplay as her.
Well, I think with that new movie coming out, they're like, we need something less revealing. Let's put her in this for the comics.
I gotcha.
But anyway, it's written by Dan Abnett, and the art is done by Emiliana Pina. But yeah, this was cool. I wanted to show this one page, Casey, because this monster is really cool that she fights.
That is cool. Yeah.
But anyway, they're looking for this magician's tower so that he can undo the curse, but they get there and it's very clear that the magician took all of his stuff and left. So they're like, crap, time to track him down. And then she fights not one of those creatures, but 2 of them. And then there's a little bit of humor with her and her cursed chainmail. So it's got a little bit of everything in it. But I like it a whole lot. I'm gonna give it like a 9.5. It's just good stuff.
Right on, man. All right, so next up for me, and this would be like runner up, honestly, for worst cover of the week, even though I love Jay Lee. This is Seven Sons by Robert Wyndham and Kelvin Mao with Jay Lee on the art. But I hate this cover. It's such a bad cover.
They're very
And
creepy looking.
yeah, but the art, the interiors, it's so very Jay Lee, and he just crushes it. The story itself is pretty odd. It kind of jumps around a bit, but it's also like pretty captivating. Like I'm really interested in seeing where it goes. It's just so weird. Like it's got these seven sons. Oh. And they're all like, they were all born at the same exact times from virgin mothers, and they've all been like killed by these kind of Muslim extremists, except it's like they're very much like in line with Christianity, but it's like not Christianity. And then the people that are supposed to be like Muslims are not Muslims, but it's like a mirror of that type of thing. And it's really interesting. And I'm here for it. The art's really cool. The story's really cool. I was, like I said, pretty captivated by it. I didn't know what I was getting into. Just like I said, looking at the cover, I did not like it. But then I was like, oh, this is actually pretty awesome. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Good. I'm glad it ended up being better than your judgment by its cover.
Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover, guys. That's what we can take away from this.
That's an original Casey Morse quote.
Yeah. If you've ever I was the one that came up with it. No one's ever said that before.
All right. Next up for me is Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood #2. This is also probably the last one of these that I'll be reading because I just didn't like this one either.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got The Empty Tomb by Benjamin Percy and Vanessa Del Rey. A Hard Day's Night by David Pepos, Leonardo Romero, and Chris Sotomayor. And then Blood Red Glider by Patch Zurcher. So, man, sometimes we talk about how little stories like this can be some of the best.
Mm-hmm.
These are just the worst.
Yeah.
It was better than the first one, man, but like, I don't know. It's just like they don't give them enough to formulate a proper story or something. I don't know. I'm not going to go into each one individually because I didn't really like any of them. So art was like really, really good on the middle story. Let me show you because it's kind of like Chris Samney almost like.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. But I don't know, just not digging the stories. I'm gonna give it like a 3.
Okay. So next up, it's Power Rangers #20, and this is by Ryan Parrott and Marco Renna on the art. And this is, I'm gonna say, like what normally is everyone's favorite issue, the big funeral issue. And it's like Tommy's mom is dead, so like everyone's there sad, and but here's the thing, and funeral issues can be great story wise, but when you're not as invested in these characters and just one of their mom is dead, I was just kind of going like, this is just taken away from the story that we had been developing. Okay, I'm not really into this, guys, at all. But I mean, I guess Tommy's dad is mad at him and he's gonna live his life, move away from town. And Tommy's like, I'm gonna come back after I'm done doing my stuff. And he's like, no, I don't want you back. I'm leaving. So it's just, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. The art's really good. And it's like this series, it's kind of like, I have a feeling I'm gonna really like the next issue because that's how it was last time. I was like, I'm about done with this. I'll give it one more. I'm like, oh wow, I like this. And then it's like, oh, this, okay. So I have a feeling next time I'm gonna be like, I'm back on. So I'm gonna give
And then
this.
the one after that's gonna be another separate funeral issue.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, oh, Kimberly's mom's dead now. And then the one after that's gonna be Kimberly's dad getting married to Jason's dad. And then they actually murdered their wives so they could be together.
My goodness. So anyway, what would you give it?
I'm at like a 2. I didn't really care too much for it.
Wow, you just couldn't let me have the lowest grade, could you?
No, I was like, this is gonna be a 3, and I was like, he said 3. It's a 2 now.
Now I'm looking at the pile like, what can I give a 1?
It's like Batgirls getting a 1. Like, I don't even know why I said this. I like this book.
Oh gosh. All right. Next is Cimmerian, Hour of the Dragon, number 4. It's written by Julian Blondell with art by Valentine Sescher. And this wraps up this arc. So it's just like a whole lot of action, which is cool. So we've got like an army v army fight. We've got some black magic. We've got Conan cutting off some heads. It's just everything you want in a cool Conan book.
Is Andy Richter there, or has he not shown up in Conan's timeline yet?
No, he's not quite there yet.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it wrapped up this mini series. So there's a big old happy ending where Conan gets the girl and becomes king. So
nice.
Hopefully they do some more, because I'm really digging these. And yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
This is the prequel to Jason Aaron's King Conan, right?
Oh gosh, I don't think so.
All right, so next up, it's gonna be Rob Guillory's Farmhand number 18. And boy, I was just thinking about this. It's so crazy to me how this book, like how it started off and like how it is now, it's just changed so much.
Like in a good way?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good this whole time. So I'm not like, it's just like, if you were to tell me, like, after the first issue, because you read the first issue, right? Like, okay, you read the first issue and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I could see how this is going. Now it's like, oh, there's plant people that are trying to take over the world and all this. You're like, didn't see that coming. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and Rob does a lot of cool stuff with the art. Yeah, I really love this issue. Really interested in seeing where it's going. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice, man. Was that one your pick of the week?
I don't think so.
Oh. All right. Next up for me, we've got Norse Mythology number 5. It's written by Neil Gaiman and P. Craig Russell, with art by P. Craig Russell. So this is the beginning of Ragnarok. So they kind of tell like the first half of what goes down in Ragnarok, which is cool. A lot happens, and they're going to finish that up in the next issue, and then that will be the series finale. So I guess they've told all they wanted to tell.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's been 3 volumes of 5 issues each. So
does it make you want to read his Neil Gaiman's actual book of Norse mythology?
Yeah, it does. And I hear American Gods is really good too.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll get to those, because I've been dabbling in some novels here lately. But yeah, I really like this. I'll be sad when it's done, but I think it's in a good place, especially when they end the series with Ragnarok. So
yeah.
I'll be giving this one a 9 out of 10.
Right on, man. Okay, so next up, it's Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, with the ugliest cover of the week award. And let's see who did the cover so I can Carmen Carnero and Alejandro Sanchez. You guys won ugliest cover of the week. Good job. But it's written by Jackson Langzane and Colin Kelly with Carmen Carnero on the art, and the art on the interiors are actually awesome. So, I actually really like that. My main problem with the way this is written, like, first off, Captain America's like, I wake up every morning and I run. I'm gonna see what it says. My morning all starts the same way. A jog around the island, 32 miles. And then he's running with the shield. Because first off, he's like, I'm gonna go to this place that I grew up and I'm gonna be living in it, kind of down low. And then he's like, the guy's like, hey, Steve, Captain America, yeah, you can live here. It's just like, oh, okay. So it's not really that down low, bud. And then he's like running with the shield and he's like letting people play with the shield and like all this stuff. I'm like, this is stupid. Come on. And then like at times he's just like, they try really hard to make him kind of like how he was in the first Avenger movie. Like he's never actually, like, in the stuff I've read, which it's like mostly the Brew Breaker stuff and some Mark Waid stuff, he never acted really like he did in the movie, like, where he's like kind of like overly wholesome, like more Superman. It's like he's more of a soldier, which I think, and then like in this, he's like, nah, we're gonna go more wholesome and like, golly, guys, like, like that. That's like more of the vibe I got with him, and I'm like, I don't like that from him. But I mean, like I said, the art in this is good. We get some Bucky stuff. I want to know more. Like the big thing, it's like I'm not really interested in the Captain America story at all, but I am interested in the Bucky side of things. So I want to see what's going on that way. So like that's kind of keeping me in. I'm gonna say it's a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. All right. So the last one I've got by myself is Wonder Woman 788. And this is written by Michael W. Conrad and Becky Cloonan with art by Emanuela Lupacino. And this one's pretty good. Dr. Psycho has come out with his own milk called Milk Extra. And it's milk for men, not little babies.
Nice.
So, yeah. Okay. Whatever that means. But yeah, anyway, it's the whole issue is just Dr. Psycho setting up Wonder Woman to look like she bombed the Hall of Justice at like a anti-Wonder Woman protest. And then Steve and Siegfried and Etta are looking into just what the heck is in Milk Extra because they think it's making some a certain group of men act even crazier than they would normally. And then like here's like my biggest complaint with this book is it was worse in this one where I feel like half the issue is the backup. Normally it's like the last couple of pages, but this one was, I mean, geez. I mean, I know you can't really tell, but like that's where it stops, and that's pretty much the halfway point. So it's like, dude, I'm not reading the backup about Adventures of Young Diana. Like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, I have a feeling she survives.
Exactly. So it is what it is. So not to rip a page out of Casey's book here, but I'm going to give it a 6.5 just because I feel kind of cheated on this issue.
Gotcha. And then you asked me what my pick of the week would be. And I'm just going to spoil it. Do a Powerbomb #1 by Daniel Warren Johnson, writing, artist, and creator, and Mike Spicer on the colors. And it's awesome. So you got this, wrestler she's the champion, and then the challenger Cobra Sun, they've had their battles and all this stuff, and like it's kind of starts very I'm gonna go Disney like, where it's like the mom's, she sees her loving husband and she's like, hey, she's the champion. They're like, oh yeah. And then their daughter comes up and she hugs them, and then they're gonna have the match, and the daughter's in the ringside to watch the match. And then the match is awesome because it's Daniel Warren Johnson's art. First, she cut a promo though about how she loves her family, and her family's not just her daughter and her husband, it's all of the fans. And then, the bad guy comes out, Cobra's son. He's talking his talk, and then they're going back and forth, and then he gets set up to do a move on the top rope, and then his leg slips, and then in Disney fashion, she breaks her neck and dies in front of her daughter. And so then it's just like, oh no, 10 years later, the daughter, like, she can't wrestle because she doesn't have a trainer, but she like does these wrestling shows anyway, keeps getting beat. And then like her uncle kind of tells her, like, your dad made me promise I would not train you because your mom died doing this, and no one else will train her because her mom died doing this, And so then at the very end, she meets this like demon dude, and maybe she'll be able to bring her mom back to life. I was like sold on this book as soon as I found out about it. And I'm just like, boy, I'm strapped in and ready for this ride. It's going to be such a great time. 10 out of 10.
Nice. I'm glad that you liked it.
I think, even as a non-wrestling fan, I think you would still enjoy it.
I mean, the demon side of things made me kind of interested.
Yeah, if you like that I'm going to say this. I have a feeling you're going to like it. If you like that episode of M is for Monkey, where it had Macho Man Randy Savage and they stole the whole plot from that Marvel's comic issue, I have a feeling that's going to be very similar to this when she's fighting the other people to bring her mom back to life. But I don't know for sure.
Right on.
Okay, man. What order do you want to do our last three in?
Oh man, did we work that out perfect?
It did. I was like, this is awesome. We could not have planned this better, because when we plan things, it doesn't work out.
Okay. Do you want to do Iron Fist in the middle, since we've got two DCs? All right, then I'll let you pick what the order of DC is.
Well, since it's me doing the order, Batgirls will be first and Jurassic League will be last. Saving the goofiest for last.
All right, so Batgirls number 7. It is written by Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad, with Robbie Rodriguez on the art. And I will also shout out Rico Renzi on the colors. I did not know we were getting Robbie Rodriguez on art, and it was cool.
It was. I liked it a lot.
Just about knocked over my whole water on my computer desk. That would have been catastrophic.
That probably would have ruined your day.
Yeah. But anyway, I like this quite a bit. It was neat to see them kind of use Seer as bait, but we all know that they're going to do what's right at the end of the day. And then we kind of get the origin story of Seer, I guess. It was short and sweet, but that's okay, because really we don't need a long one.
Nope.
Yeah, I was just all about some of the panel layouts. Like, I really liked Rodriguez's art here. It made him look a little bit older. Like, it wasn't as zany as it was before, but that's okay.
It's hard to not think this page here isn't amazing.
Yeah, just out of the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then by the end, we're bringing in a little Dickie Grayson. So Dick and Barbara are going undercover in the Iceberg Lounge, though I don't really know how it's going to be super undercover, because I feel like people know who they are. Whatever. They look good, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
It doesn't seem like Dick knows it's that kind of date. He thinks it seemed like, just from the way I was reading, it seems like he thinks it's just a regular date.
Right.
So, we'll see if he's like, hey, I kind of wanted just to have a little smooch fest, not a, fight fest. You should have told me. And she'd be like, why are you talking like that?
I'm also wondering that.
It's like, I didn't invite Tim Drake here, because that's clearly Tim Drake's voice.
I'm a Wayne. All right, what are you giving it?
I'm probably at 7.5. I thought the story was kind of weak, but I did love the art.
I am at an 8.5.
Ooh.
Thought it was pretty swell. And I hope Rodriguez is on for the whole arc.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. So next up, it's Iron Fist #4 by Alyssa Wong and Michael Yeague on the art. And yeah, we get some Fat Cobra action. Yeah, I mean, we also get to see more stuff with the brother in this, and yeah, it's pretty cool. This was a quick read. I enjoyed about the whole thing. My only thing that kind of annoyed me is like, I get Fat Cobra fighting him because whatever, but the Bride of Nine Spiders and stuff. But it's like, if they know this other crap is going on this away, you think that they'd like, we don't have to keep fighting. We can team up and stop this. Because it's still, when it starts off and they're fighting, okay. But then like, you should just kind of get together and team up because bad stuff's happening.
Right. I liked it as well. There was one part that was just so goofy, it kind of took me out of it. And that's when he's like, hey, give me one more boost with your stick. And then she just launches him. He's just like flying for a couple panels. I'm like, there's no way. I know it's comic books, but that's like Naruto stuff where they're just like endlessly jumping through trees, like 50 trees, in one jump. And it's weird here. It just doesn't work. But the art is just incredible. Like so good. The whole issue.
I thought it was there's one part that I thought was kind of funny because Alyssa Wong does a really good job of writing this, and the part when Fat Cobra's fighting him and the new Iron Fist dude's like, I'm not here to impress you, now get out of my way. He punches him, and like I'm like, Alyssa Wong, you know better. One punch from Iron Fist couldn't take out Fat Cobra. Fat Cobra's way tougher than that. And it's like, oh, yep, he is.
Right.
Because like the way it's done, you're like, oh man, he's got him. And then it's like, oh no, she knew what she was doing. She was right, Fat Cobra. That's good.
She read the Fraction and Brubaker run.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I like this a lot. So looking forward to the next one. Looks like we get a little Loki according to the last page. So or the preview for next issue, I mean. So looking forward to that. I'll give this another 8.5.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it too.
All right. And then finally, we've got Jurassic League #2. And it's written by Juan Gedeon and Daniel Warren Johnson with art by Juan Gedeon. So Casey, I'll let you take it away.
It's so stupid. I love it. So we get, the Batman dinosaur and the Superman dinosaur teaming up to battle the baddies, and they kind of get beat, and then Wonder Woman dinosaur shows up to even the odds a little bit, and
flying on an invisible pterodactyl.
I laughed at that part. It was
so did I.
So dumb, but so wonderful. I loved it. My only real thing that annoys me with this book, and I'm going to see if it annoys you too. So normally, like if in any type of like Elseworld type story, if like you have a Bizarro, they're going to keep Bizarro the same. This is Bizarro type thing and name only, because he doesn't talk like Bizarro. His font's different. That's like the only real difference, and that annoys the crap out of me.
Yep.
So like that's like my main knock on this book. Everything else is just fantastic, stupid, fun. I love it. I can't wait for the Jurassic League movie that they're gonna be doing just for me.
Is that actually happening?
No. It would have been in the news, bud.
It's like, wait a second. Did I just black out during that? I do want to point out though, I got the cool variant cover.
Oh, nice. It would have been funny if it was like, how anytime they'll do like covers now with like, any two characters that are a couple, and it'll be like the really one who are like about to do that. It'd be really funny if it was like this cover, but with the two of them about to kiss instead, but like in that style.
I love it.
That would just be really funny to me. But no, dude, what would you rate it then?
Probably like a 7.5. Like I don't love it as much as you do, but it's still a fun time.
Yeah, no, I like if it wasn't for the Bizarro stuff, it'd be another 10 for me because it's just so stupid. I love it so much. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Nice.
Like if you're listening to this and you go, I don't know, my life's pretty rough right now. Not a lot's going my way. Only thing I love are superheroes and dinosaurs. And then you're like, if I'm not gonna read no book called Jurassic League. You know what you need to do? You need to read a book called Jurassic League. That's gonna make your life better to the 100%. But what are you excited for next week, bud?
Well, I can tell you that I didn't proofread this draft very well because I put a reorder of Batgirls 6 on the list, which was really stupid of me. But anyway, Samurai Sonia is finally coming out, so that is absolutely up there. I know one that you're gonna pick, so I'm gonna let you have it.
Thanks, bud.
I'll say probably Milestone in History. I hope that that's cool. It's one of those thick $10 boys, but hoping for some good content. And then Beware the Eye of Odin. I got that just for myself, but maybe one or two other people want to pick it up and talk about it.
Okay, so for me then, it's gonna be Flash. I just love Flash so much. Maestro World War M #4. I have a really quick question. I never saw Kaiju score #2 pop up, and then this goes straight to 3 from #1.
Well,
Did you ever
someone wasn't paying attention?
I look back at the emails. I never saw it in the emails.
Look, I don't need you coming at me like this, dude.
I'm just asking it. I didn't know if because you talked about Batgirls being a typo, so I didn't know if Kaiju score Steal from the Gods #2 of if that was a typo or what.
It could very well be.
Okay.
Maybe just shoot me a text and say look for #2 in case this is not a typo.
I got you, man. And then the last one is gonna be Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen's boss, Perry White one shot. So pumped for this book. It's gonna be awesome.
And it wins pick of the week just for the funniest name
to
have ever happened.
I agree, man. Okay, so now it's Fantastic Four time. Depressing Fantastic Four. Just gonna talk about our 4 favorite Tim Sale comic books. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. I mean, none of these will come as a shock, probably. Probably my least favorite on this list is Superman for All Seasons.
Yeah.
Next, I'm going to say Catwoman When in Rome. I love how he did Catwoman. It was awesome. Yeah, literally all of these are written by Jeff Loeb, huh? Next is Dark Victory, which is I know it's the sequel to my final pick, but my final pick is Long Halloween, and that is one of my favorite comics of all time, and definitely the best Batman comic of all time. And you got to put that one at the top of the list. That one will forever, mean something to me.
Yeah. So my list is the exact same as yours, minus the Catwoman. I'm replacing that with a non-Jeff Loeb book too. So yeah, it's Dark Victory. I really like Dark Victory, but not near as much as Long Halloween. Long Halloween is like, to me, just a perfect Batman book. And it's one of those things too, where a lot of these writers now will try to be like, we're going to do a huge amount of stuff with Batman. The whole world's at stake. And it's like, that's not necessary. You can do these really cool stories that are just about a murder. Like that's all this is, that boils down to. And it worked so well. So like, I mean, I think every writer that wants to get into writing Batman should really read that, because it's just like they did so much with so little. And, both Jeff and Tim kill it on there. And Dark Victory is a really good follow-up to that. Then Superman for All Seasons. I like that one okay. I like the way that the designs are all done. I'm just not the biggest fan of the writing in that one, but I do love how he draws Superman, because like when he's Superman, he does, he looks like imposing, cool Superman. When he's Clark, he looks like a doughy farm boy, which I love that, because it's just like, yeah, he wouldn't be as meek if he was growing up on a farm in Kansas as like some artists like to make him look, like in this, like he's like, big doofusy kind of farm boy versus, being like how some other people do him, like kind of like, oh, meek. I like that.
Plus, isn't the quote from that one? You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Which quote?
My mom made it for me.
I think maybe. I don't remember. I don't recall,
I'm pretty
honestly.
sure it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm talking about is someone compliments Superman's costume. He says, "Thanks, my mom made it for me." But he says it like in a wholesome, unironic way, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And then the last one, it's the Darwin Cook, Tim Sale, Superman Kryptonite. And it's super good. Darwin Cook absolutely kills it writing. And it's just like, honestly, it's like this kind of nothing burger story, which has like, it's like got no importance really, but it's written by such a masterful writer, and then it's drawn by such a masterful artist, and they just crush it. It's so good. And if you ever get, I
don't know that I've read that.
I mean, I bought it from your shop.
So I haven't read everything in my shop, buddy.
You haven't? I thought that was your own collection that you then just resell. But no, I would highly recommend it, because like I said, I saw Tim Sale, like, oh, I don't know if I've seen this, and I was like, I saw Darwin Cook, I'm like, oh, this is a great surprise, and I just bought it from you because it was one of those days where I was hanging out at your shop all day, so I was finding random stuff. So I mean, you probably missed those days since I was spending lots more money.
Well, yeah, but also it's been a long time since we've got to do that anyway.
I know. But so yeah, those would be my 4 favorites. Rest in peace, Tim Sale. He was the best.
Agreed. All right, folks. And we will end it on that. So closing plugs. Please go to facebook.com/2worldspodcast and give the page a like. You can also find us on Twitter at 2_worlds_PC and on Instagram at 2worldspod. You can email us at 2worldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to it. That is 2 Worlds Podcast on YouTube.
Leave us a comment about your favorite Tim Sale comic books, and if you've read any of ours and what you thought of them, and if you're going to pick up the ones you haven't read from Comic Headquarters on Telegraph Road. And we'd love to stay in chat, but I keep getting these phone calls, and it's like people are like calling me and they're just coughing and they're sneezing, and then they'll just hang up. And like, I don't know why I keep getting all these cold calls, but I'm just sick and tired of them. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.